Hello, and thank you for joining us with another episode of Project Thompson. My name is Dennis Foley, and behind the camera we've got Chong. Today we're actually sitting with, or in this case standing, with Donna Wilson, who is the president of the Thompson Playhouse. The Thompson Playhouse being a Thompson operated organization that deals with performing arts, theatrical arts, if you will. Donna, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. We've spent a little bit of time talking about the arts with Jason Lucas at one point, and it's definitely something that we want to touch with throughout Project Thompson. Reason being is I feel that we've got so much talent up here, whether it's theatrical, musical, visual, that we just want everybody to know about it. So once again, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Dennis. It's really an honor because I've been watching the Project Thompson videos. We've been circulating the first couple on Facebook, and they're awesome. I watched the one with Jason and Rachel. You guys do great work for the community. So awesome. Thank you for doing that.
So tell me your position and your level of involvement with the Thompson Playhouse.
Well, I am the president of Thompson Playhouse and actually the director of the last few plays that we've done since Maria Hughes left town. She was the president and director, and we weren't sure what was going to happen after that. Nobody really wanted to direct, and I started directing because I'm getting old, can't remember my lines. Directing is so much easy. I still get to be involved, and just Thompson Playhouse is so much fun.
So tell me a little bit about the history of Thompson Playhouse. More importantly, specifically actually, is when did it start and who were the key people in forming the group?
Well, I thought you might ask that question, Dennis, so I called on Maria Hughes. Like I said, she was the past president, and Maria just seems to know everything about Thompson Playhouse. And she tells me that it was founded in 1973.
Wow.
Yeah, over the years, there's been a lot of people involved in Playhouse. Just the last few years, I think, since we started auditioning, since we started doing buying the rights to the plays, which would have been Dracula, I think was the first one a few years ago we did, right here at the Lechman Theater, and we started doing auditions. So we've been doing auditions in the spring for our fall productions. Mm-hmm. Last year we didn't do auditions because then you get quite a pool of people. And if you're always having new people, then, I don't want to say the word old, but your old people don't get to act. And so this year we just auditioned again, and a lot of the old people are back in. So they're a fun group.
So you're seeing a lot of, if you have to hold auditions, that obviously means that you've got a lot of people who are interested, and you've got to do cuts, and you've got to decide who's best fit for the role that they're playing.
Yes, I know a few years ago we were holding auditions. I used to have a diner in the Westwood Mall, and we held auditions in the diner. And we got prepared and everything, and then somebody came in and said, wow, there's a lot of people out there. We were shocked because we weren't expecting it. We looked out and the hallway was full of people lining up to audition. All new people. It's that word again. Awesome.
It is. Going back, because growing up, I didn't hear a whole lot about the Thompson Playhouse. Has there been a time where the interest had kind of died down a little bit? Because in the last couple of years, it seems like the momentum's been building up and building up.
There was. Maria tells me that there was kind of a lull for a while, and then they started doing some pantomimes, and that was a big hit. But then maybe they got to do too many pantomimes in a row, and so then people stopped coming again. So that's when we decided, let's do something different. Let's do Dracula. Maria was still here at that time, and we weren't sure how that would go over, but it was a big hit.
I'm going to stop there because not being in the theater world, and what is a pantomime?
It's often the men will dress up like women. So for instance, Brian Wilson and George Stewart were in this play, and George's wife had never seen him without a beard. He had never been clean shaven. Well, they were dressed up as women, and they came out, dress rehearsal, clean shaven. His wife was playing the piano. There's a lot of live piano music during pantomimes. And she was shocked. She stopped playing the piano, and Maria says it took a few minutes before she even gathered herself to continue playing. It just shocked her so much. But yeah, there's a lot of characters, if you want to call them. Like we did one, and it was called the Thompson Toy Box,
Okay.
and we were all a bunch of broken toys, like, you know, I think it was Shannon who had a broken boob, and somebody's, you know, like Barbie dolls, you know, the old rough Barbie dolls. Yeah, so.
That's amazing. So the Thompson Playhouse, for those of you who are, you know, still don't understand exactly what it is, it's a group for theater performing arts, correct?
Yes.
It's a Thompson-based organization. Have you guys ever traveled anywhere other than Thompson?
Well, there's ACFest,
Okay.
and there's like a board in Manitoba, and then this group, they call it ACFest, and they do once a year. All the different groups, theater groups around the province will meet, and you have an opportunity to perform at that.
Okay.
We had gone many years and never performed. Last year, a few people from our board went and performed a couple of plays that were written. I think Shannon Ethier wrote one, and with the help of maybe Brian Colley. And I have heard from not just our group coming back to Thompson, but I've had emails and correspondence from other people that were there saying, like, your group was the best group, so they did awesome.
What's some of the other projects or plays that the Thompson Playhouse has undergone in the last couple of years?
Well, we've done, since I've been involved under Maria Hughes' direction, I acted in quite a few plays, and some of them were dinner theaters. Here's how convincing Maria Hughes could be. If she told you to do something, you were doing it. She was trying to cast the play, and she says, okay, so who here can sing? Everybody looks. Nobody puts up their hand. Well, come on, somebody's got to sing. Nobody puts up their hand, and she goes, Donna, you can sing. And I'm like, I can't even remember the words of any song. She says, you must know one song. I said, Maria, the only song I know is a Anne Marie song. It's the only song I can remember the words to, because my mom sang it so many times to me. She goes, awesome. You are now Anne Marie. You're a star. So she changed the character to be Anne Marie, and I had to belt out an Anne Marie song. I'm sure people plug their ears because, yeah, I'm not a singer, but Maria can convince you to do anything.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's the best part about performing arts, and even doing what I do and what Yawhann does, is we kind of jump out of our comfort zone a little bit. So with the Thompson Playhouse, you actually said, you hinted with the venue, like, where do you typically perform?
Right here, where we are today, the Leckman Theater. This would be our fall production. We always perform here, and we have an agreement with the school district over the last so many years that we get the use of the theater to perform for the community, and we sell tickets, and half of what we raise after our expenses we donate to the Artie Parker Drama Department. And it works great for the students. They get to buy some things that they need, and it's good for us because we like to perform.
So that's a really good tie-in. And actually, I was kind of walking around the theater, and I see that the drama department here has got quite a collection of costumes. And
Yes,
props,
they have a lot of costumes up there.
and that's fantastic. Where else have you performed? What other kind of events have you done?
Okay, so we've done a few dinner theaters. I remember doing for the homeless shelter. We did one that the venue was at the Juniper Center, but the homeless shelter had asked us to do a fundraiser for them. So they organized the fundraiser. We did the play, and they gave us $5 per ticket to cover our expenses for costumes, makeup, that sort of thing. And we also have done them for Canadian Diabetes Association.
Excellent.
Now the past few years we've been doing them for the Juniper Center. And the Juniper Center, they do all the work. It's basically their fundraiser. They organize the meal, they organize the event. They invite Playhouse to choose the play that we want to do for the dinner theater, and they pay us $5 a ticket of what was sold, and again we get to perform. So we love doing those dinner theaters and helping out the community, and especially somebody like the Juniper Center.
That's awesome, and one of the reasons why I'm so excited about that is because it really ties into what Project Thompson's been all about. You know, we're based in Thompson, hence the name Project Thompson, but we're dealing with people who do the boots to the ground, the volunteering, the arts, but always putting something back into the community. So,
Yes.
you know, this is something that's amazing because we've got people who are creatively, you know, using their free time,
Yes.
productively as well, and giving back into, you know, the homeless shelter, the Artie Parker Drama Club, and then you've got the Juniper Center, and actually we've sat down with Rachel Templeton from the Juniper Center.
I saw that. That was a great interview.
That's a fantastic organization.
Everybody in Playhouse are volunteers, and we volunteer a lot of time, especially the cast of the plays, because they have a lot of lines to memorize. I can't memorize the lines anymore. I'm getting old. That's why I direct.
How long does it take to put an actual play together? What's the timeline?
Okay, we cast the play that went in November. We cast that in the spring. So they're given their lines just before summer, and with intentions that they learn their lines over the summer. Never happens.
No.
And then in September, we're here on the stage, and then we really start getting into it.
Okay, that's good.
And it's every Monday night we rehearse, and then the week of the play we rehearse every single night.
Yeah, so there is that time commitment.
A lot of time put into it. It's so worth it.
Well, and from the plays that I've seen, it's very good quality. It's high quality, and I gotta give credit to not just the people performing in the play, but also to the people who are helping on the background.
Backstage.
You know, they got backstage doing the lighting, helping out with props and all that stuff.
A prompter's there. They don't get the limelight. They're not on the stage. You know, they're back there. If somebody forgets their lines, oh, can I tell you a funny story? Okay, so when Maria Hughes was directing a play one time, a couple of weeks before we were about to perform, somebody backed out. She threw her husband Noel in the play. He did not want to be in there. Normally, he's like Han. He's behind the camera, right? And anyways, she took him from the lights and cameras and threw him on the stage. He argued, did not want to be there. And in the middle of the play, he was slow at getting out his line. She's in the front row. We didn't have a prompter, so the director was prompting. She spits out this line, and Noel's like, I was just about to say that, Maria. And it was the best part of the play. Who got the most laughter.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, I never throw anybody in there that don't want to be there. It's a big commitment. But he was a good sport, all in all.
And I imagine over the years, I mean, so many good stories, especially when you have an organization that's been running since 1973.
Yeah.
So here's kind of more of a serious question for you. Because there's a lot of people that seem to be involved in this, and there's a lot of people who've been involved in years. And from 1973 until 2015, that's a long stretch for anything to be running, especially anything that's considered within the that's required volunteers.
Yeah.
What is it, in your opinion, that draws people in Thompson in the north to the performing arts? Whether it be the people that are performing, and as I've sat in the crowd, I mean, I've seen pretty much sold out shows.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it in your opinion that draws everybody into it?
That draws people into the audience to watch, or draws us
Everything.
into
Absolutely.
well, hopefully the audience come out to support us and for a good laugh. We like to do comedies. We find that we get a bigger audience if we do a comedy rather than a murder mystery, but we don't always want to do a comedy.
Yeah.
And for the actors, I know right after the cast party, during the cast party, they're saying, what are we doing next? They're excited for the next one. And, you know, like if you have a busy job where you're focusing on something, you get to go out every Monday night and be something else. You're not Dennis Foley, you're not Donna Wilson. You get to be
You can
Barbie with a broken boob.
Be that character, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I absolutely love the fact, and I've noticed this, is that the city of Thompson, the people within it are so supportive. I know that Jason talked a lot about the key people in his life that were there to push him, that were supporting him when, you know, before he's made a name for himself here. And I know too, like when I see the backside of the program, the amount of community support from local businesses is absolutely phenomenal. and you doing other things in the community, you can confirm that. I mean, that it's one of the things that I love about living here and doing these type of events is because everybody kind of comes together, and sometimes it's last minute, right?
Yes.
I'm
glad you mentioned the last minute thing, because sometimes it's a little frustrating if you've got all these tickets and you want to fill up the audience, because for the cast, they're working hard. They want to have a good audience. They want to hear the laughter, the feedback. And if they walk out and there's 50 people in the audience, it's a little disappointing to see that those seats are still empty when you've worked so hard for the last so many months. So, buying those tickets early gives them a little bit of a relief that, okay, people are going to show up, When that curtain opens, you can tell they're looking to try and see how many people are there. We have a little bit of an incentive that we came up this year was the tickets are $15. They used to be $10. So if you buy your tickets in advance, they're $10. But if you wait till the last 2 weeks, now you're going to have to pay $15.
$15?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I've seen a lot of different performance groups do that to try to incite that. Because it's very unnerving to see the small ticket sales, and then all of a sudden last minute you see everybody show up. And it's a nice sigh of relief when so many people show up last minute, but the stress that builds up.
And I understand too, people are busy. Myself, sometimes I can't buy the tickets to the last minute because I'm not sure if I'm going to be available to come even though I might want to.
So is anybody, I want to go back to the conversation. We mentioned Artie Parker.
Yes.
How involved, or are they involved at all, are the Artie Parker drama students?
We did have a couple of students helping us out now and then with helping out with props, painting props and that sort of thing. This year we haven't really had the drama club helping us, but having said that, with being able to use the theater, we love being able to give back to the drama department, and they have their own plays that they're rehearsing and stuff, so
I'll definitely
we
have
want to
touch base
support
on
them.
that.
Yeah.
So who decides what play you're doing, where you're doing it, and all of that fun stuff? Is that a group collaboration, or is that a board?
The board.
Okay.
The board will decide. So we will always ask all the board members, start researching once the plays are over, start researching for next year and see if you can come up with a play that you like. And then we all bring them back to the board meeting. We all read each other's plays, and then we will vote on which play we're going to do.
Okay, that's a pretty decent way of doing things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw something at you, because the biggest thing that we're talking about with Project Thompson is, the impact that different people, different organizations have on Thompson, but it's also the impact that Thompson has on the people. Mm-hmm. So, and I've asked everybody in this series this question. It's a two-part. One being, if you were to single something out, what would be the one thing that would resonate in the most positive way about Thompson? Like, what's the one thing that you would love the most?
Oh, the community spirit. Like we just spoke about a few minutes ago, everything coming together. If you're in need of something, you know that somebody's going to step up and help out. We don't always get all the volunteers we want, but I know if I'm stuck, I can call on somebody and they will help. And if you're doing a fundraiser, people do like to donate. Thompson's a very giving community.
I've noticed that.
Yes.
Even with the stuff that I've been involved with too, like I've even written a paper about it, because the product and time and money that comes in, it's phenomenal.
Right.
So I'm going to flip that around on you, because you can't love something without having a little bit of disdain for something too. So I mean, if you were to take something in Thompson and change it, something that's in the negative, and turn to positive, like what's that one thing with Thompson that just doesn't sit well with you?
I would like to have more shopping. I need more shoes, more purses, more clothes, more blazers. No, really, I mean, we are having to online shop a lot.
So it's like the remote, the fact that
we're remote,
disconnected from everything.
Mm-hmm, yeah, I don't think Thompson. We don't do enough concerts. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see not dishing the movie theater that we had, because great that we have a movie theater, but I think we could have a couple of theaters. There's like the Silver City type.
So it all comes back to the arts. So what I'm getting is, I mean, the fact that we're disconnected from what sometimes seems like the rest of the world, and I totally get that. I feel like that as well, especially with my partner Yawhann and with the work that we do. The market isn't as big here as it is down south, which also works into our favor as well. But with the theater, absolutely, it'd be nice to have something else here. The shop would be nice to have here.
Yeah. I don't like going into the stores and seeing empty shelves. You know, you've got a birthday party to go to, so you go into the store and there's empty shelves. What do you get?
Yeah, that's a northern challenge for sure.
Yeah.
Because I know even from anywhere going north to Thompson.
And don't get me going on the grocery prices.
Yes, absolutely.
Whoa.
So, I mean, I want to say, first of all, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's been a lot of fun. Talking about different organizations with series that we've done. I mean, we've sat down with Jason Lucas, we've talked about his visual arts and what he's done.
Jason.
We've sat down with Emily Kruder, who's a very young, dedicated volunteer. We've also talked with Bobby Montan, who's done so much work with Red Cross and going very far back. And we've got, sitting with Rachel Templeton and talking about the work that the Juniper Center's done. It's nice to be able to touch base on community groups that are helping, but also community groups that, like the Thompson Playhouse, that are enhancing the quality of life in Thompson. That's what I wanted to get. Because not everything is about making things better by building.
Right.
It's about making the place you live more enjoyable. The Thompson Playhouse is definitely doing a fantastic job of that.
Thank you, Dennis. And there's lots to do in Thompson if you actually want to get out and do it, right?
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
you and your mud bogs. There's much going on.
Yeah, it's a
You just
lot
have
of
to get
fun.
involved.
I just want to say thank you for joining us on another episode of Project Thompson. My name is Dennis Foley behind the camera, and the powerhouse with the editing is Chong. And then we've had
Thank you, Yawhann.
we've obviously had Donna Wilson with us today, who is once again the president of the Thompson Playhouse, who's just one part of a larger organization that is involved in the theatrical arts. Once again, thank you very much. Also, look out for us on MTS TV, Stories From Home on demand. I'd like to give a big shout out to the guys from MTS. They've been a big support, and they've helped us push further than we thought we'd be able to take Project Thompson. So we'll see you next episode.
My name is Donna Wilson, and I am Project Thompson.
This is the part where I get nervous because now the intro is the hardest part for me.
Got it all figured out. Remember, this is episode 5.
5. Dawn, I just want to say thank you for joining us today and for the support in our video series.
And we are by no means professional, but if I do say so myself, they're pretty darn good.
Kick the breaker.
Ooh, yeah.
There you go.
I'm gonna kick
Did you step on it?
No, I didn't. I wasn't even anywhere close to it, but...
How's that gonna?
Yeah, you're gonna have to restart that question again. But the cameras are still rolling, it's just... Wow.
Something goes wrong every time.
Yeah, it's almost a given. Okay, Dawn, I get a mic check.
Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2.
And Dennis.
If you want to run in a marathon, you gotta put band-aids on your nipples.
Okay, sure, that works.
Local performers for the theatrical arts, and they perform with doors opening and closing. You know what that is?
What is?
Awesome.
Too bad I didn't capture all that awesome that you had earlier. That was a lot of awesome.
I'm sure I will
You just-
mistakenly say awesome a lot again because
You
that's
should
my
see
word.
the awesome trailer that we have. Super awesome. Awesome. That's awesome. Really awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
As Dennis would say, awesome.
Awesome. It's awesome. It's really awesome. That's okay, because it's awesome. High five. That was awesome. That was incredibly awesome. It is awesome. It's awesome to hear that. Awesome.
That's a lot of awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of awesome. We're all about awesome here. Until we see you on the next episode, stay classy, Thompson.